The housing prices and interest rates may be at an all-time low, but for many who already own a home, they're struggling to get by in these tough times. We've been taking several of your questions for the past week or so. We're going to get some of them answered, whether it's mortgage, lending, credit. We have our expert here, Chip Cummings, author, 7-time author, Chip Cummings. Multiple bestsellers. That's why we have you answer these questions, not me. Good to see you.
Good to see you again. Thanks for having me back.
Oh, we're going to have you back a lot. Well, you've been pretty pleased with you've taken a look at some of the questions. You like some of the topics and
we got some great questions from viewers. We really did. And a lot of really timely issues. The first one in reference to declining values is something that's happening all over the country, not just in West Michigan.
Yeah, Mike with Mattawa, pretty frustrated. Try to refinance a 30-year traditional mortgage, pay their bills, good credit citizens, so to speak, and the mortgage to value, well, it invoked the PMI, which is something that a lot of people are experiencing, despite how good their credit rating is, despite what they're finding in housing. They're having some situations come upon them that they weren't expecting.
Well, they are, as a matter of fact, and like I said, a lot of people in this boat because values have declined. You know, it's just a symptom of the economy, and when people go to refinance and take advantage of a lower interest rate, the value's just not there. And in Mike's case, he has a 6.5%, which isn't a bad interest rate at all. But if he goes to refinance to get a lower rate, they're saying now we've got PMI, and the private mortgage insurance is going to add something every month. There are ways that he can actually sort of refinance without refinancing. For example, if he were to refinance and spend, you know, $4,000 in closing costs, even if he was going to save $100 a month, he's looking at over a 3-year payback on that.
Okay, that better be your dream. Grow old, put the grandkids on your knee home if you're going to try and do something like that, right?
Yeah. So the first thing I'd suggest to him, because the PMI effect could kick in, is to take that money that he would be spending and put it towards his monthly payment. Even if he does that for a couple of years, he's effectively lowered his interest rate almost down to 5.5%.
And hasn't had to go through any additional paperwork, closing costs,
Save the money.
Appraisals or things like that.
Right.
While we're on the subject of PMI, some people, they take those statements they get from their lenders and they're like, oh my gosh, if I could just get rid of that. Is there some... I mean, 7 years it goes off, or with the value, I'm sorry.
Well, it is with the value. It's when the value hits 78% loan to value, right.
Are there some things people can do to speed that up, or is it the same thing? They just need to pay down a little bit more quickly?
Well, they can. If they've paid any of the principal off early, you know, put a chunk towards it, or they feel their value has gone up to a certain point, you can get an appraisal done on the property to show that the value is there, and then write a letter to the mortgage company. But again, you're going to be spending money for that appraisal.
Right.
It will fall off automatically. I know it's hard to believe, but they will get a letter eventually that that's gone.
I know, well, people are a little skeptical these days, going, they're going to let that sit there. That could be a difference of hundreds, if not thousands of dollars a year for some people.
It could, and if they are questioning what the value is and when it falls off, again, a quick letter or a phone call to the mortgage company can usually get that answered.
All right, Virginia from Saugatuck, great question. Virginia, I got a feeling you're not going to like his answer. Wants to ask, what is the secret to paying my higher interest cash advance balance on my credit card first? There is no secret.
There isn't. Versus the payments that you have to make on goods that you purchased. I wish I could give her good news here, but the bottom line is credit card companies win.
Yeah.
And so what happens is they set the rules up so that when you do submit payments, they're going to apply it to what they feel is going to be the best return for them.
Right.
The only thing that she could probably do is if she has 2 credit cards is use one for purchases and then the one for cash advances.
Okay.
Just start paying that one off as quickly as she can. Right. And that'll effectively get it down. Of course, you could play the game where you switch it to a low rate, but I don't like people to start getting into that habit.
That balance transfer thing, it can be enticing, but you have to have a lot of discipline for that sort of thing.
Very true. Very true.
Thank you, Virginia, but sorry. If you have a question, submit it. We're going to have him on as much as possible. The more he talks, the less I have to. And we had some great questions. We're going to get to those as well. And we might even get to a point where we make him stick around a little bit in the morning. We'll get him in a live blog with your questions. For more information, go to fox17online.com, click on the morning news headline, scroll down to the segment information section. Quickly, your books. Where can people pick those up?
Amazon.com, any of the local bookstores. The most recent one cashing in on pre-foreclosures and short sales. And also, I'm an official dummy.
Right.
My kids said they always knew that, but now it's actually in
the only way you should let them sneak that in. And we're going to put a link on our website to your website.
Fantastic.
I love your website. When you walk in there and you kind of turn and say hi.
Technology's great, isn't it?
It's fabulous. It is. Thanks for coming.
I'm looking forward to coming back.
It's going to be great.